All right. So this next question you have answered. I will ask it just to see if there's anything more to add. How do I fit in stress management strategies and self-care? So we can, I mean, like you've mentioned before, we live busy lives. And I know Jessica can relate to this. She's a full-time student. She has a 7-month-old baby. She's got a 5-year-old. Her husband just graduated, just started a new job. Life is stressful and busy. So how do we fit in stress management and self-care?
That's our fifth book, actually, of the four. I mentioned there was four workbooks. I mean, I mentioned there was five. I told about four, and the fifth in the in the app talks about this very thing. That yes, we're all super busy. Every one of us. I don't know anyone who's not busy. Even the retired people I know are busy, and so there's a couple ways to approach. Well, first of all, I would say you still want those five things, and thinking about things. You still want to sleep, eat clean, exercise, stretch out, breathe, yoga, and meditate. Here's the thing that I have found is the more I do those things, the more I find that I have time for everything else. It's really strange. And I'll only spend like maybe 10 minutes meditating, and eating is just what we do all day. And sleeping, I've actually found that when I exercise, when I add some exercise to my day, one, I fall asleep super fast. And two, I don't need as much sleep. It's really a strange thing. Unless I've really worked out hard, I don't need as much sleep. So I have more time in the day to do a little extra meditating and a little extra yoga. And so they kind of build on each other without infringing on all the busy things that I have during the day. Now, I have 4 kids. My wife and I, we've been practicing this kind of lifestyle for as long as we've been married, 30 some years. And even when we had 3 kids who were all, we had the initial 3 kids, and all of them were in at least 2 sports all year round. So we had 6 sports at least going on, and she worked full time and I worked full time. And it was just crazy busy. And we decided we're still going to make sure we get in workouts. We're still going to make sure. And so we're still going to make sure we meditate. We're still going to make sure we're getting enough sleep. And we're still going to make sure we eat clean. And so what happened is, since we decided that priority was high enough for us, it just became part of our day. And that's the only way I know of to include those in your day. Is you have to decide that priority is high enough to make it part of my day. The thing that for some reason, when I was young, it occurred to me that my health is really important, because I saw people in my own family, I mentioned my genes. I saw people who were in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who were barely able to move around. And I thought, I do not want that to happen to me. And so we made a commitment, my wife and I, that this is of that much importance, because I want to, when I'm 50, 60 now, 70 soon, 80, I still want to be doing all the things that I want to do, instead of, there's an old, I think this is a Buddhist phrase that I really like. It goes like this, and I hope I can say it correctly. Bad health, one desire. Good health, 1,000 desires. And that's what I recognized. If I'm healthy, then I can do everything else I want. But if I'm healthy, and I have friends, we're going and playing mahjong with some of our friends tonight, and this guy is only about 5 or 6 years older than me, and he can barely move. He's got
Mm.
arthritis so bad, and he's had so many health problems. And when we got to know him 30 years ago, that's how he was back then. He never did anything. He would golf, but he would ride the golf cart. And that was the extent of his exercise. And I thought his only desire right now is to not get sicker.
Mm.
And I thought, I don't want that. And so I just made it a priority. And that's the only way. I mean, if you go to any counselor, any coach, ultimately it comes down to you have to make it a priority.
Make it a priority. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was going to say it's a priority that's big enough that you will stick it in your day and not let it disappear like most New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. So I read recently about finding something that motivates you, and then you can make it a priority. And I think what you're talking about is that long-term vision. Doing this now, yes, it matters now. It also matters long-term. It will make a difference long-term. Jessica, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I just think it's important to also surround yourself with people that have the same vision as you. So like if my husband didn't care if I went and got my walk once a day, then it would be a lot harder for me to fit that in, because then I'm handling the 2 kids and the 2 dogs when I just want to walk by myself to reset,
Self-care.
Or whoever is your support system. I think it's important to find that support system that serves you well.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. And if you don't have access to a support system, you can still decide and make it a priority. And I agree with you. It makes it really a lot easier if you've got that, for sure.
Good points. Good points.